Leaving people to suffer in the cold isn't just neglectful, it's a disgrace.
Mayor Eric Adams cut this video suggesting that Mayor-elect Mamdani would be abandoning homeless people if he did away with a policy that city workers dismantle tents and encampments. Mamdani said this week the so-called homeless sweeps will end in his administration.
We are going to take an approach that understands its mission is connecting those New Yorkers to housing, whether it's supportive housing, whether it's rental housing, whatever kind of housing it is.
Since Adams took office, city workers visited 18,653 locations with encampments. There were only 115 instances of someone accepting shelter.
They're simply moving people from place to place, taking their stuff.
City Comptroller Brad Lander, a critic of the sweeps, said Mamdani is right to end them, even if that means encampments remain unless there are violations.
When you use a sweeps approach, you break the trust down. We're often talking about folks who need some trust built, some relationships developed before they're ready to come inside.
How involved were you when it came to helping city workers dismantle these encampments?
I played a major role.
John Schell is a retired NYPD chief.
90% of the time, if not higher, the homeless didn't want the shelter system.
But refusing to stay in a crowded, dirty, and dangerous shelter was no excuse to stay in a tent.
If they didn't want the help, they couldn't set up an encampment next to a bank or someone's business, or they had to move.
New York has contended with encampments before.
There were homeless encampments in public and in Grand Central Station and in subway tunnels in the late 80s.
Peter Moskos, a professor at John Jay College and author of the book Back from the Brink, Inside the NYPD and New York City's Extraordinary 1990s Crime Drop.
We solved the problem of tent cities in New York City by saying you can't do that.
But the shelter system needs to improve.
People should take advantage of it, and we should make sure that we make those shelter systems safe and not corrupt.
And be a better alternative than the street. Dan Rivoli, New York One.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Let Spectrum News be your resource for balanced, in-depth political coverage, and click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV to learn more about the candidates, where they stand on the issues, and more. We'll see you then.